All right. So just like the other problems, we're going to factor this. But before I do that, one thing that's different is I need to subtract 4 from both sides. Now, when I do that, I get 9x squared plus 24x plus 16. That equals 0. So then remember that A is equal to 9, B is equal to 24, and C is equal to positive 16. So I need to find two numbers that when I multiply them, they equal 20, or when I add them, they equal 24, but when I multiply them, they equal 9 times 16. Well, 9 times 16 is 144. And I know that 12 times 12 equals 144. I also know that 12 plus 12 equals 24. So then I'm just going to rewrite this as 9x squared plus 12x plus 12x plus 16 equals 0. So what I'm doing is I'm taking this middle term of 24x and dividing it up into 12x plus 12x. The next step in this process is to see what I can factor out of the first two terms. 9 and 12 are both divisible by 3, and both terms have an x. So then what I got to do is I got to guess and say, what do I multiply 3x by to get 9x squared? Well, it'd have to be 3x, right? 3x times 3x gives me 9x squared. What do I multiply 3x by to give me 12x? Well, 3x times positive 4 gives me 12x. Now, if I've done everything correctly, over here I should get 3x plus 4. Well, I know that 12 and 16 are divisible by 4, but they both don't have an x, so the only thing I could factor out is a 4. I also noticed that 4 times 3x equals 12x, and 4 times 4 equals positive 16. Well, all this stuff is equal to 0. So now I'm going to factor out the 3x plus 4. And what's left? Well, 3x, that goes in here, 3x plus 4, that goes in here. So now I have 3x plus 4 is equal to 0, and 3x plus 4 is equal to 0. On this one, I subtract 4 from both sides, and I get 3 times x is equal to negative 4. And then I divide both sides by 3, and I get x equals negative 4 thirds. Well, this is the same thing. So if I do that same process, I'm just going to get x equals negative 4 over 3. Now, this is what we call a multiplicity of 2. Now, what that means is that sometimes this means the graph touches at the point x equals negative 4 thirds. So let me show you. I'm going to go into my calculator. I'm going to hit y equals. I'm going to clear all this out, and I'm going to say 9x squared plus 12x plus 16. Now, when I graph this, I'm just graphing whatever was set equal to 0. This is going to touch at x equals negative 4 thirds. It's going to touch the x-intercept at x equals negative 4 thirds. Oops, let me do this real quick. Nine x squared plus, oh no, it's not 12x, it's 24x, right? We got to go to the original. So now if I zoom in on this, or if I just hit trace, if I put in -4 divided by 3, guess what happens? Boom, y equals 0. Okay? So it's a multiplicity of 2 because it's a second-degree polynomial, like all quadratics. So you have to have 2 solutions. But when you get a multiplicity of 2, that means you're just going to touch the x-intercept. In other words, it crosses, mathematically, it crosses twice at that point, okay? So this point right here crosses at -4 over 3, comma 0. Remember that this is the 0. This is also the solutions. And the x-intercept. All the same thing, okay? And that is it.